here we are. EnVyUs on the defense. You mentioned Mickey with that Torbjorn hovering it at the moment. And we very well could see them push forward with this one as Harry Hook is over onto the soldier.
It's that solo support Chips Ana, which unfortunately hasn't given them great success so far. We saw it completely destroyed on Numbani, and it looks like we'll be able to see the switch here onto Aria. So, you know, I did. Oh, I was gonna say I do have to get. All right.
I don't believe you at all. There
anyways.
All right, this one I can buy.
Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, there's the caveat with the stat that Hanamura is a 5-2 map for KongDoo Panthera. It's also their best 2 CP, something that EnVyUs and Kai definitely considered when they made this map choice, but it's comfort that they choose here over their opponent's strength. And it is going to be the solo support Ana with Mickey on the Diva. So triple DPS here with Harry Hook on the soldier is going to be their way to defend this as Birdring starts out on the Widow. See how long he sticks with it.
Very well push forward with this one. Looks like he's going to do so. Looking to see if there's any forward members of EnVyUs. Won't be finding anything yet at the moment. And everybody playing safely behind these sightlines. They'll see those shots coming through now and know that there's a Widowmaker on the team. As we collapse backward, Coco going forward, almost gets rid of Birdring. Takes him dangerously low as Effect fires from the low ground. Can't quite come up with a kill yet. In the meantime, Harry Hook play back, has this Winston pushing forward as Mickey nearly gets popped out of the mech. Chips has fallen, so that's going to be the solo support going down, and already the cap just really rolling through here for KongDoo Panthera. Nearly have that second tick. Sure,
could be
back Taimu as far as he can. Taimu has to leap back. Sure won't be able to get the chase, but they still come up with multiple kills, and they're looking to finish this one off. Primal Rage just to go ahead and smack him away.
The strength of Sombra on point A here is the EMP, the hacks you can have when you do knock someone or someone gets caught over the wall, but there was just no way to buy time here for EnVyUs once they lost Chips. They got the kill on the Luffy, but that's all they were able to accomplish. Fisher getting into a perfect position. The Widowmaker play forced everyone back into that little room there where there's the stairwell and everything else, and Panthera knew that they were going to be able to, with this Widowmaker pick, force EnVyUs back or perhaps counter the Torbjorn. When it happened, they dove into that one position, and Fisher was the one who carried that fight.
All right, you think of Effects Pulse Bomb, throws one out, finds a double kill. Birdring and Luffy both going down. Beautiful wrap around to go ahead and get that triple. One. Looking for Waka Waka. Will be able to kill him in the end.
Hey, in that interview, he said that Lucia was the counter tracer, not in this case.
Yeah, definitely not. Effect. He comes up trumps with that one. Takes him down, but that buys only a little bit of time off of an otherwise massive time bank that KongDoo Panthera have for themselves. 6 minutes, 12 seconds still remaining here.
We're going to see Birdring obviously switch into the soldier. He's going to look for the high ground harass. It's going to be Rascal this time on the Tracer, and they're just going to do a few eco pushes here to look for the big ultimate push. They've got so much time, as you said, Achilleos. Yeah,
Birdring moving forward here, drops on that biofield, trying to keep himself topped off, doing wonders for him so far. Coco and Mickey have to go ahead and steal off that high ground. That's going to be the sound barrier actually invested here from the side of KongDoo Panthera. As the self-destruct comes down, not going to find anything. Mickey will die. As Fisher finds that kill. You can see Harry getting jumped on and swapped over to that Zenyatta. Will go down.
Spawn. He can't even get out.
Yeah, couldn't get down. Couldn't get out of that one. Rascal takes him out.
They're just continuing to stagger these spawns in here, getting the consistent pickoffs. Tac visor for Birdring.
Yeah, takes out Chips. Taimu. And that nano boost for a second, but doesn't come with anything. Meanwhile, Birdring still coming up with more and more kills. A near team kill coming through, and is that just going to be the cap? They have to get back onto the point. ASAP, but cannot do it.
Cap. 518.
What?
518, the double cap. And this comes it down to, yet again, a big capture of the members of EnVyUs into one zone. And it was actually Birdring who capped the spawn there, got the kill onto Chips immediately, brought time for Fisher to get in there, and it was just kills after kills. No defensive setup there, no ultimates on the side of EnVyUs, and it wasn't because they had a massive ult lead or anything like that, that one KongDoo, that push. It was just their mechanical skill, their corralling of EnVyUs into that spawn location. They locked them in there and they didn't let them out, and that was a nasty double cap and a record time. You just don't see time banks like this all too often.
It's so bizarre to see that snowball work out so well there for KongDoo Panthera. Just drop in the sound barrier, charge in, and with Harry getting picked off outside the spawn, just such limited healing coming through from EnVyUs, and they just get ripped apart. And now 5 minutes, 18 seconds, EnVyUs, what can they do?
Well,
to try to replicate this.
This is their map pick, remember. They put their eggs in the basket, as you said, onto this pick. And if they lose here, then it's match point for KongDoo Panthera. And after a really thorough thrashing from Panthera, especially against the Sombra pick on point A, they didn't even have a chance to build an EMP, and that doesn't take very long. Emotions, tensions for EnVyUs, gotta think they're really high right now. They want to go to that finals again. You know, they had a rough season too, and they thought they were the favorites going to this. The Korean analysts were saying they were the favorites going to this. Lunatic-Hai coach specifically, one that interview is going around everywhere, was when he said that EnVyUs was going to win this series. But so far they're down 0-2, and they've got a time bank stacked against them now.
I would love to watch that back. I mean, I think we have enough time before this push even starts, because it took about 10 seconds really to get that push going, to get that second cap. I'll have to watch that one back later. For now, EnVyUs on the attack, still just looking at the 2-2-2 as Taimu comes back in here with the soldier. Opening up, trying to get some damage down on the Fissure. He goes dangerously low.
Famous for this.
There for that.
Famous for these dive-ins on the Winston. Helps get the pick onto Chips here. In effect, trying to find something here, but he's just unable to get a single pick right now.
He's firing away, but yeah, everybody's just too tanky. He just can't get through him. Goes dangerously low. Will get taken out. The leap from Fissure finishes him off, and that's going to be EnVyUs stopped out on that push right off the bat. So already, time bank not going to be looking good for them.
Yeah, no teammates to support him. You could see he just shot between 4 different targets there. He couldn't pick one because no one was able to help him out, get the assist there.
And this is KongDoo playing as a unit. They kite back. Fissure starts up forward, goes to the back line immediately. They're there to protect the squishier members like Luffy and Waka Waka, whereas EnVyUs got completely baited by the Widowmaker off the start. Everybody went forward to try to kill Birdring, and then left the back line available, just like this. Harry Hook gets taken down. Taimu does answer with a couple kills. Finds Rascal and Birdring firing back, disabling the DPS members of KongDoo Panthera, but he's at 2 HP, trying desperately to get out of here. Does he actually live? Makes it to a nice safe corner, drops down the biofield to keep himself alive, but in the meantime, KongDoo Panthera is still coming up with multiple kills, and now he's got an angry monkey on his backside, smacking him away with that primal rage.
Well, he will eventually either get taken out or escape here, but the rest of his teammates need to respawn before he can look for anything. We see the self-destruct coming in here.
Not going to find anything from Mickey. Sound barrier thrown down by KongDoo Panthera as they try to hold firm. Pulse bomb finds Taimu. Mickey goes down, knocked out of that mech right at the last second of that one as well. Now Rascal chasing forward, just trying to go ahead, finish off these DPS members. Doesn't really want to pop the Dragon Blade just for this, and we'll pay for that actually as he goes down.
Very puzzling self-destruct for Mickey going in there when none of his teammates were available there to look for the follow-up. And didn't really give any disruption there, so a lot of ultimates used on the side of EnVyUs. They will have this Transcendence, and it looks like Panthera is willing to give this up for the time being. It's just lost too many members there in the fight regardless. And we might see one more dive in. If Birdring can find an angle. Doesn't look like it though. Well, here comes the Void coming in.
That's going to be the Transcendence. Actually popped out here by Chips. Not sure if he really needed to invest this one. They do get the cap in the end. Well, not sure how much threat he was under directly there when he had to use that, but now doesn't have it for this push. They do have a sound barrier that they can rely on.
It's going to be an old classic defense style here for KongDoo Panthera. It's going to be the dive here with Ana, Lucio, and the Genji. So the old 2-2-2 dive composition making a bit of a comeback here. He's got the Dragon Blade available. Got it up very early in that last fight.
No nano boost, so we'll go ahead, push forward. Sound barrier comes down immediately from Harry Hook just to try to deny out that damage. And Effect is able to follow up, finds the kill in onto the Genji. They get rid of Fissure as well. Could this be the snowball? 5 minutes, 6 seconds. Haven't made their way onto the point quite yet. A couple picks coming through. Maybe they can find it. Sound barrier now answered out here by KongDoo Panthera. Waka Waka trying to keep everybody alive. They do not want to hand this over. They at least want to drain the clock significantly before they give up point B.
They already have a time bank advantage here. Taimu's going to get jumped on here. Birdring, ever the persistent, and that's going to be the kill into Chips too. A complete resetting here. Coco even going to have that staggered respawn timer as Birdring finds him. Gets the kill into Waka, but less significant. I was puzzled when we saw Rascal drop down the Dragon Blade, but a little bit less so now that we see him switching over the Soldier. Dragon Blade there was not the tool they were looking for to pair with all the ultimates. They just wanted to use it, see if he could get some picks and make the switch over. Now already halfway to the attack visor. They have an ult economy lead and the time bank lead. EnVyUs in some serious trouble here.
Going to be matching fire with fire. Only difference between these squads. It's going to be that Lucio coming through here for Harry Hook. And the Ana there for Luffy. Bit of differentiation as far as the supports are concerned.
From the run back, you know, obviously Lucio's going to get big speed boost when they need to get back to make these pushes a little bit more efficient for time. So they're already down on time right now, so that's part of the reason why he's going into this one.
Well, Now, Luffy gonna get taken out. Effect does find an opening here for the team, and Birdring goes down before he can use the pulse bomb. Effect following up, gets rid of Waka Waka. Both supports being taken down. Void popped out of the mech, gets killed as Taimu has that tag visor ready to go. Jukes out, avoids the self-destruct to keep himself alive. Now pushing in, it's just Fisher against the world as the rest of the respawns start coming through. Has that Discord Orb on him, so he is very squishy on the Winston. Leaps forward, trying to get rid of Taimu, but he takes him out on that leap forward now. And a boost here on a Rascal over on the sidelines. Does get the melee down onto Effect, takes him down. But KongDoo Panthera lose out on several members, but they still are able to deny that second tick on the control meter.
Really clutch bubble coming out from Coco there as well to deny that self-destruct, but Mickey's going to take a dive there down to the edge of Hanamura, and still, defender's advantage is very real for the side of KongDoo Panthera. They just bought so much time with Birdring, with Fisher. He died in the end, but bought enough time for those respawns. EnVyUs is going to need more picks than that. They have an ult economy lead here, but time is ticking down. They're nearly at the halfway mark for what KongDoo has to work with now.
I mean, they need to be getting something within the next minute if they realistically want to take Hanamura right now, unless they can play out of their minds. But right now, KongDoo Panthera has been able to pretty much match them at every twist and turn. We're dueling out with Birdring, will get taken down, dashes in for the final melee execute. Pushes him off and is building up for a pulse bomb of his own, maybe to have an Effect-esque play.
That's one of the most valuable picks too, because he's one of the ones that needs to be building that tack visor. He's the one that's the furthest away next to Chips there with 64%, so a nice pick here for Birdring. He doesn't know the ult percentage, of course, but at the end of the day, that's the one they were looking for, and that's a long walk back for Taimu, who's not able to get anything out of this eco push that EnVyUs is poking in with.
Got the pulse bomb ready to go, throws it out. Couldn't tell if that eat came through. Looked like Coco took a little bit of damage there.
Still not a successful one.
We don't have that sound for the defense matrix consumes yet.
Coming soon, TM.
Yeah, it'll be a nice one when we do get it. Either way, the pulse bomb going to be in effect.
One of the big stories for this series has been Void self-destructs, how passively he's been, instead of aggressive, in the which is what he's most known for, is his self-destruct usage, looking for the amazing swing-arounds, the mid-air ones that go up to the ceiling. He's holding on to it now. Definitely going to be
throws
key.
It out just onto the stairs, not going to find a stick, not going to find anything, not even any damage really coming through onto that one. No pulse bomb down there for Effect. Can build up for another run rather swiftly now. Back visor popped out here by Taimu. Immediately gets jumped on by Fisher, so he just has to hightail it back. Transcendent's forced out from the side of Chips as Waka Waka does fall off screen.
But they need more than that.
They do, as you say. As Fisher, Primal Range, just looking to get some knockoffs on the map here. If he can just find any, but in the meantime, we'll be able to help take down Chips as Rascal fires off with his own tack visor, gets two, finishes off Coco with a regular fire. The left click takes him down, and it seems like all hope is pretty much lost for the side of EnVyUs on Hanamura.
One push left. They've got Mickey's self-destruct. Building Taimu's tack visor will take a long, long time. Void did use the self-destruct there. That was one tool that they were holding on to for so long, but they no longer have. It's not impossible by any means for EnVyUs, but it's just going to be the first step of many. Even if they get the cap, it will likely be an overtime.
All right, time to see the team.
Oh, the pulse, the double!
Oh, Birdring just goes
that
right
might be
in.
It.
Finds it this time. The defense matrix unable to get the consume. Harry, Chips both get taken down. Fisher single-handedly dismantling the DPS members of EnVyUs. And you'd have to expect that that is going to be it.
They need a miracle now.
Remaining. Can anybody even get there in time to try to delay for the rest of the team to arrive is going to be the question. And the answer,
I mean, already they're down on.
Pretty much seems like a no. They're pushing their way through. Effect up over onto the right side.
Sound Barrier and Nano could buy so much time. Fisher will eventually get the Primal Rage first. EnVyUs has the card stacked against him. Can they make a miracle happen here?
Makes his way in, but Effect immediately goes down. Fisher, being the recipient of that Nano Boost, goes forward to the Primal Rage, just contains Taimu into the corner, takes him down. Chips has fallen. Everybody going down. Sound Barrier, just for good measure there from KongDoo Panthera. And they will go ahead and close it out. Hanamura over to them. An absolute stomp of a map. And now they are at match point. We thought we were talking about how competitive this best of 7 could be, but KongDoo Panthera, a team that seems like they have absolutely done their research, if not gotten into the heads of Envy, because they are crushing them and they are looking for the 4-0.
Yeah, they certainly are. You ask anybody going into this series, talk to the Korean commentators, the Korean analysts, the coach of Lunatic-Hai, who's desperately watching right now, waiting to see which team is going up to the finals, which team he's going to face. He predicted EnVyUs takes this series, but nobody predicted either way this series was going to be a 4-0. We knew EnVyUs had, quote-unquote, the easier run through the bracket. Panthera had to face off against Lunatic-Hai twice. They had to defeat Luxury Watch Blue in the winner's match to get here. They had the harder run, and perhaps they were just the stronger team overall. When you see Birdring versus Tracer, he's winning those matchups. Void having the more defensive, successful attack visors here, and it looks like it's time for the tactical pause here. And for this team right now, EnVyUs down 0-3. They are the hope for the West. It's the 4th of July over in America now, and can they bring the hopes back? It's going to be a challenge as we go into our escort map here. This is, I mean, it's just been really an outclassing, and I feel like when you look at what Taimu's been able to accomplish, it's been so unfortunate that every time he's looking for the attack visors, the quick reactions come out from Panthera. It's Fisher who dives in first most of the time. If for some reason the Discord orbs come through, Fisher's knocked away, then it's Void, and the attack visors from Rascal have been much better overall.
I mean, the thing is, it looks like Taimu is the 4th best DPS player in this match.
Yeah.
Right now, Birdring and Rascal are excelling. Effect is still having, those impactful moments coming up with the multi-man pulse bombs here and there. But very much so in the hands of KongDoo Panthera has been that DPS battle. Birdring coming up on top of the Tracer 1v1s time and time again. And these guys just seem like the best duo out of any team at the moment. Now that, Who Are You is out of commission for the side of Lunatic-Hai. You'd have to say Birdring and Rascal are probably the best DPS duo in the world at the moment.
I wonder if we're going to see the Dorado come out here for EnVyUs. They're 4-1 on the map. This is the map that they were able to defeat Meta Athena on when it was the Meta Athena's first map pick back in the round of 16. That was against Zarya. This is a different type of team. Will they take a risk? Run the Route 66 of the Gibraltar for the first time. All 5 escort maps this season have been on Dorado for EnVyUs, so it's the map of choice, but that means that KongDoo Panthera will likely expect this and will know what to do to counter the composition of EnVyUs. And escort, such a very momentum-based map type. Will EnVyUs be able to keep it together here? As normally, when EnVyUs has taken a series like this, it's all smiles. Even in their series against X6, they kept it together morale-wise. This is the first time where everyone is silent, and the only person in the room talking is Kai. Effect adding a few thoughts in here and there, but EnVyUs looked defeated already, down 0-3, calling the pause. The second pause they've called this tournament. And Panthera, I went in the player room during our little commercial break there. They were hyped. They were motivated. They were talking about how Birdring is crushing Effect. EnVyUs needs to get their mentality back. This win is going to be the first of many. But at least we're finally starting to see a smile on Mickey's face here.
I mean, Mickey and Effect, they've exchanged a couple ones, but overall, it has been a very solemn look inside the booth. Kai just trying to instill some confidence. Get these guys motivated to get their heads back into the game, because it's been slipping away ever since the loss on Oasis. Nimbani, a bit more competitive, still looking okay, and then we move on to Hanamura, where they just get completely stomped out.
It just feels
so
like
a lot of work needs to be done in these 3 minutes for this tactical pause.
I can't be critical of Taimu or Effect's play individually, specifically, but it feels like Panthera has their number. The game's up. They know exactly how Effect tries to go for the flanks. They punish him at every turn.
Mickey didn't get his high five.
Oh boy.
That's a bad sign.
High five miss, that's never a good thing. But we'll see if they can figure a way to flex this one around, maybe do a different, more defensive Tracer style, or try to protect Taimu a little bit better when they go for the aggressive tack visors. But Panthera look to close this one out. We'll see where we're headed. You would have to assume it's going to be the Dorado again here. Dorado, a 2-2 map for Panthera, so if they pick this comfort pick, at least Dorado doesn't have the massive lead. Or sorry, Panthera doesn't have the massive lead they did on Hanamura, now 6-2 on that map. A less risky pick in terms of comfort for Team EnVyUs here.
Where do you even go? Is going to be the question.
Maybe this is the time you bring out the strat you were hoping to use in the finals. You were holding on to it, but you need to use it now. The map pick will be revealed. Will we see our first non-Dorado map from EnVyUs? It will be Route 66.
Okay.
A risky choice considering the really strong play we've seen from Panthera using the Genji. Something that EnVyUs themselves reluctant to run, haven't run at all this season.
Thought maybe we would see Dorado, but then again, KongDoo could just pull out the Junkrat and tilt Envy off the face of the earth, perhaps. So we'll be avoiding that one.
Could be
But
one of their
Route
fears.
66 for these guys need to have a stellar performance to close this out. Need to go the distance all the way to point C, time in the bank, and then just try to shut out KongDoo Panthera. If they can do that, maybe that regains the momentum for them in this series to try and complete the reverse sweep. The reverse sweep.
They've done it before.
In a best of 7. Did it against Meta Athena, their first match here in Apex Season 3. But now, this one's for everything. That was a round of 16 match. The win is nice. The points are nicer. But this is to make it to the grand final, to square off against Lunatic-Hai and try to regain that championship win that they have not had since Season 1. Let's see if they can start it off as we dive into potentially our final map of the night, Route 66.
I get it.
Envy fans still holding on strong despite the 0-3 record at the moment, but now it all comes down to this. And what better way to close this out potentially, or to start a comeback, than on good old American soil.
That's right. Route 66, 4th of July. I know everyone's like, wait, no, it's not. The people stay out in the West. So look at your clocks. It's past midnight. It's time. It is 4th of July.
Yeah, so, you know, go set off some fireworks, wake up your neighbors.
Yeah.
Unless
Well,
that's illegal
yeah,
in your state.
only if it's illegal in your state.
Yeah, I can't condone that otherwise.
Sure. Otherwise, please do not.
But
We
if
would
you
never
do it,
suggest it.
if you do it, I won't tell anyone.
Yeah. I mean, just don't tell anyone we said that it was okay, because we didn't.
Yeah, if it's legal.
Exactly. So
It's going to be a bunch of Kona spamming the chat right now.
Oh, no doubt. Well, this is going to be for EnVyUs here. Again, the Sombra play. Chips on it this time, though. Time on the Soldier. So switching it up here as Harry looks to defend on the Lucio. Very strong at the beginning of this map. You can even get boops oftentimes.
Well, gets a decent glance there at about 4 members.
All right, Birdring looking to go for the snipes as well. This is not a troll pick. He's running it again.
He's looking for it. The boards come through here from the side of EnVyUs, trying to dive in. Chips. That's Sombra. It's a decent bit
Boy.
of his ult there.
Chasing down Effect here, unable to find anything yet again. And Taimu's already sniped.
Birdring finds that hit. Now Effect is firing straight into the defense matrix. Not going to be getting a whole lot done in that regard. Chips does have the EMP ready to go. His Fisher does fall. Nice pick off there by Harry. Comes up with that one, and actually Effect swoops in, taking down Rascal, saving his teammate's life. So EnVyUs will be able to posture forward onto this payload for the moment. Yep, gets the rehack, still has that EMP ready and raring to go.
KongDoo just going to stick with the boosted Widowmaker here, though, with Waka Waka, not Luffy, actually.
Any other game, that would sound so terrible, but because
Yeah.
it's Overwatch, it's a good thing. EMP coming down.
Well,
Doesn't have the pick up, but Timer's there to follow up, so good communication coming through as he gets rid of Luffy.
it looked strong at first, but it looks like the strength is fading of this composition for Panthera. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Rascal at least going to get the pulse bomb kill here.
Ooh, almost dashes off the map.
Trying to get that cactus hide. Not going to happen.
Yeah, will go down in the end as Effect comes up with that kill. The res is there, however, from Waka Waka bringing him back in. Pops Fisher and Rascal back up. They trying to contest onto the payload. Birdring, you know, we're in a rough spot when the Widowmaker has to push forward onto the payload, but they do open up. Find a couple picks as Coco and Time will come down. Chips, yet again, another EMP ready to go.
Yeah, this is a good position for it potentially here. Wants to look for a better one.
He's trying to bait out, actually, the Transcendence, but Luffy doesn't have it because they killed him so quickly.
Yeah.
So Chips actually overstays on that and does go down for it. Now Luffy's going to have the Transcendence. He can try again to bait this one out, but this actually gives a lot of space on that payload.
It's funny because Luffy was specifically watching him just to wait for if he was going to look for it, and so he was already tracking him. Then he was the one to get the kill, actually, not using the Transcendence. Here's the pick onto Effect. He went into a death trap here.
I mean, this entire corner is just an absolute brawl. Pulse bomb out here from Rascal, not going to find the pick. As the Primal Rage does come through, self-destruct out by Mickey, but it's on the high ground. Not going to be finding a whole lot. As far as the damage is concerned, the payload just about 5 meters in front of point A. So, good distance here for KongDoo Panthera. The time could have been better. has been drained down quite a bit as we see that EMP coming through. Sound barrier down here for EnVyUs as they try to stay alive, and Effect is able to follow up, takes out Birdring. They lose out on the Lucky as well.
Waka, no res!
They get rid of him. Yeah, no res able to come through. Way too late onto that one.
Well, he was EMP'd there. That was a huge moment. They were able to stop him from getting that. They targeted him down. They could see that he had the res available.
Pulse bomb down. We'll go ahead, pop Void out of the mech as they just desperately try to defend this one. Roll back. Not quite coming through. Almost gets pushed in, actually, right at the last second as Taimu pops that tack visor. Does get rid of Rascal.
And finally it's time to switch off the Widow here. We're going to see the
have to let it go.
Mercy here. We're going to see a res come out onto Rascal. They want to push this in, and they are going to get it.
Well, they're able to get that one in the end. Still decent drain on the time bank there from the side of EnVy. They'll be sticking through with chips on this Sombra by the look of things.
Notice specifically Birdring is chasing Taimu. Taimu is his primary target because he knows he's his primary counter here on the soldier. So he's always looking for the shots on the Taimu. When he can't find him, he's looking for the other squishies. Sees him now.
Rascal going in, looking for the pulse bomb, not going to find anything. Has to recall back.
So it's the tag team effort between Birdring and Rascal right now, looking for Taimu. If Taimu's gone, then Birdring has free reign.
Well, Luffy going down yet again. Chips finds that kill. And now can just start building up for yet another EMP. They lose out onto Effect. The boot through from Void does take him down. You can see yet again EnVy looking to play very far forward. They know that they have to come through these choke points or through the ridge up on the high ground to get down to the payload. So they just want to play as far forward as they possibly can. Have that 200 HP pack that they can consistently get back to keep themselves alive. But Chips goes down, so that's going to be put a big stopper on that build-up for the EMP. Not going to happen this time around. Now Mickey going to get popped out of the mech. Has the self-destruct. Will throw it out right in the corridor.
Rascal's
find any picks with it, however.
Been looking for those picks on the Mickey every time he drops the self-destruct for survival, and he's been using it, I feel, a little bit too liberally. It's been costing them big when he gets picked off like this. Now he's also coming back with this late respawn and doesn't have the self-destruct anymore. Rascal is just taking this game by the horns right now.
Oh, but that's one dash too far forward. Does get up there by those Helix rockets, gets taken down in the meantime. Self-destruct thrown out here. Not gonna find Effect, makes his way around the corner. Has the follow-up immediately in onto the mech. Just go ahead and take Void straight out of that one again. Primal Rage popped up by Fisher, goes dangerously low, will be taken down. Effect is getting rid of those tanky members of KongDoo Panthera, but they're still losing so many members on the side of EnVyUs. Will get taken down. An effective team kill coming through at the end of that.
You could just
payload keeps pushing.
You could just see this one moment where when Void drops the self-destruct and he doesn't have to worry about the defense matrix anymore. Just this amazing display of a skill by Effect, chasing him down, tags the pulse bomb in, beautiful control, movement there. But Rascal overall has had his number. He's been the better tracer tonight. Same with Birdring. As we see the EMP go down.
Sound barrier coming through here from EnVy as they try to stay alive. Luffy, Void, Rascal all going down. Birdring with the attack visor on this flank does get rid of Effect, but that's about all he's finding so far. Helix rockets not connecting in on the Harry hook, and he will just go ahead and kite back and look to regroup with the rest of his squad.
Not a whole lot of time left for KongDoo Panthera.
Harry really chasing in for this one. They want the kill. They'll take him out. Nice stagger.
Harry, one of the higher KDAs here on the Lucio.
But he's going to get punished for it, so actually...
He also has one of the higher deaths, too.
Yeah.
He's got a, decent KD, but quite a few deaths because of his aggressive nature. But part of the KD boost for him is because he plays a lot of soldier.
Yeah, comes into this one with a .83, probably going to be dropped pretty significantly by the end of the series.
Sure.
Now Rascal going for it, maybe looking to throw the pulse bomb. We'll get the pop on the mech without having to use that, actually.
Okay, so 20 seconds left here. Pulse bomb goes in for Rascal, doing a lot of damage. Gets Mickey's mech, which is actually huge now.
Yeah, takes him down. Taimu firing back, gets rid of Fisher, but both Winstons have gone down on either side. Void popped out of the mech. So, tanky front line here from KongDoo Panthera.
Desperate
yet again, gonna be
visor.
disrupted. Coco will be coming back up here, trying to rejoin in, but the payload's still moving forward. Tank goes in, trying to delay this as much as possible, but he's just too damn low. Will get taken down. Taimu dropping off the high ground. Will get finished off. Chips comes in, just sprinting around in stealth. They're looking for him. Will be able to find him. Dashes back, but now that buys enough time for Coco to join in.
He has EMP. This is going to be it. There it
drops
goes.
It down. The bubble goes away, but can they follow up with the kills? It's going to be the question. They drop in. Harry Hook already getting picked off. Don't have the Lucio to offer up those AoE heals. The hack doesn't get off by Chips. Still exchanges on both sides. Waka Waka finding Mickey as they pop him out of the mech, and Fisher has the Primal Rage just smacking around. Finds Taimu, knocks him into the corner, pushes him back away from the payload, but still Coco sitting here. Does buy quite a bit of time. Final push not quite going to get in there as Effect dashes through, tags onto the payload yet again. They're trying to run this one down, but it just doesn't seem possible. But in the meantime, they are baiting out these ultimates. Attack visor will be used by Birdring.
The push
pushing
continues
forward with limited ultimates compared to where they were before, but they do get the completion on the point B. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds to make it through the garage all the way to the end.
A lot of desperation there from EnVyUs. Taimu's tac visor was destined to fail. Chips making the switch now off of the Sombra. Had the EMP there, but Panthera split against it. And it's constant aggression onto Taimu. KongDoo Panthera is shutting him down at every turn. Usually it's Fisher. If Fisher fails, Void comes in. EMP here from Luffy now.
Drops that one down, just takes out Chips right off the bat.
They've stolen his health pack.
We'll go ahead, they spill forward, they find Coco, they get Harry Hook. Can they just snowball this one forward? It was going to be the question because now Mickey popped into the mech, will be taken out rather swiftly. And KongDoo Panthera can just keep moving, still have the sound barrier ready to go. Rascal finds another one, yet again, killing effect with a melee.
The Luffy switch onto the Sombra here is so cool. He finds the health pack there, steals it away. EnVyUs can't hold the point anymore. So many members dash in to try to grab that health pack. They all fail, but it's no longer belonging to them. Rascal just trying to bait Mickey away from protecting his weakened targets.
Sound barrier down from both sides. Pulse bomb comes out from Rascal, not going to find anything, and Fisher's going to be the first one that falls. Coco finds the pick. Payload now going to be contested. Just 14 seconds remaining here on the clock. Taimu gets the Helix rockets in on the Rascal, takes him out, doesn't find too much else with that tac visor, but you can see they have him heading for the hills. Waka Waka has been finished off. It's 2 seconds remaining. Void pushing forward, trying to get the tag in. Or will force out the
Fisher,
overtime.
soon to have a primal. He's soon to have it.
They're trying to keep
he dies
out of here, but he gets taken out, and that's going to be it. EnVyUs able to hold right in front of point C. No time in the bank here for KongDoo Panthera. Can they get the completion is the question. This was their map selection. They need to have a very strong attack. They started things off very well with the defense.
Well, because EnVyUs had a map choice, they got to choose attack. They went attack first, and with this, we'll see what they bring to the defense. I feel like one of the reasons why they weren't able to get the completion there was the heavy commitment to the Widowmaker early on, which had mixed results. They were able to barely force the checkpoints every time with a lot of ult usage. So EnVyUs had a lot of ult advantages there, and they had the better defensive engage there at the end. At the longest run back for Panthera, the Sombra pick looked great at first. They got the health pack, they got those picks, and the kills started to stream through. But EnVyUs, all they needed was one grouping up. They had the better ults, as mentioned. And so now it's going to be all about the defense for Panthera. They absolutely, if they have another heroic defense like what we saw on Hanamura, could close this one out. Absolutely possible. So EnVyUs, this is their moment. This is where they're most mortal in this series, is this one attack. They have to push it nearly to completion.
I mean, they need to be doing this with time in the bank, like you said. KongDoo Panthera really just pushing the clock every single time, barely making it there. Doesn't get the completion in the end. So EnVyUs, they need to be fluid with these swaps. If whatever they're running isn't working out, they need to be able to switch very swiftly to try to match so far.
Let's see what they run first.
They're playing around with some silly picks at the moment, so nothing really concrete. Seems like Chips and Harry likely going to be on the Zenyatta and the Lucio. But Rascal's here on that Sombra.
Always,
so he can, nullify those sound barriers entirely, get rid of Chips very quickly.
It's nice to have Rascal because he's a DPS player on the Sombra, so often very successful. Ooh, get a hit there with this time move before he swaps.
Yeah, looks for the scatter.
So they still have two supports with this, and the double DPS with Rascal having the hack potential. They want to hold this hard. That's why they commit to the double support and the Sombra, not switching Luffy off onto it.
Yeah, this is just going to be the standard 2-2-2 here from the side of EnVyUs. Not really changing anything up, not inventing anything new as far as the compositions are concerned. Fisher jumping up over to the high ground. Just poking out where he can as EnVy tries to work their way around this first corner. Firing off, and Rascal building up for that EMP, 55%, but actually Fisher off screen is going to be the first one that goes down. Mickey comes up with the kill. A big opening, but Rascal from the backside helps take out Chips. Decent exchanges here on both sides. Payload for now, still moving up, but Rascal does have that EMP ready to go, pushes forward, hasn't had to drop it out yet, because now KongDoo Panthera, they sweep through, they come up with multiple kills.
Now they have such an ult advantage too. Void's going to have the self-destruct coming up soon. Transcendence available, Birdring holding onto that pulse bomb. And this is, again, just a showcasing of Birdring's skill. He's number 2, right? If you compare Effect to Birdring and KD, they're both at the top, but it's Birdring who might pass Effect today with how well he's been playing. Again, holding onto this pulse bomb, looking for an opportunity, but wants the best opportunity, not a mediocre one. Looking for Chips here. Again, not even needing the pulse bomb. Will avoid the boop here. They're going to maybe get the double. Gets it. Gets
Goes in.
the double there, and Taimu's down. This is disastrous.
Effect gets taken out as well. It's just Coco left alive. And they have to invest absolutely nothing. No pulse bomb used. They don't invest any ultimates whatsoever, and they just sweep right through EnVyUs. And that is one of the most damning signs.
Yeah, it almost looks like EnVyUs is done in this series. They need to muster this together. Panthera is playing on fire right now. Again, Birdring just going to look for this high ground drop down onto Chips. We'll see if he's ready this time.
He's poking out. They know exactly where he's at, but Chips has already been taken down.
There's the
Rascal
focus.
finds the kill, but yet again doesn't have to invest the EMP to finish off this Zenyatta.
Almost going to be a 6 ultimate defense now for Panthera. With the Hex here, there's no health pack to protect the Zenyatta when he comes in on the right side.
He is just hitting 80% on his first Transcendence at the moment. So EnVyUs have not been able to build up their ultimates nearly as rapidly as you would hope. Birdring comes through, has
Another
the
pick
stick.
on the Chips. That's
Don't-
the third
Sorry,
one.
you don't have Transcendence, can't use it to stay alive. He goes down. Birdring invested this time around, but KongDoo Panthera still don't need anything else to maintain this hold.
Mickey needs to be moving his focus not onto protecting the DPSs now, but to protect Chips, or this is never going to work. Mickey just sitting here stationary now, waiting to try to get the punish play perhaps here when the dive comes in.
I mean, this is almost hard to watch. They do finally have the double support ultimates available here, but all of that can be taken away by Rascal in one swift
Okay, here comes the
motion
dive.
with the EMP.
They're going to engage here. The Transcendence is down. Here comes
Transcendence coming
EMP.
through.
He wants to
He's
wait
trying
for
cheat
it.
out.
Yep.
He's trying to bait it out. Chips has used it. Tosses out yet again. Dropping in. Does he want to just burn it to try to get rid of the support?
They have a
The answer's
massive
gonna be no.
advantage.
Fisher's
Oh, it
going
gets taken
up.
out with a Helix, though. That's a huge moment. This could be
Timo.
their push through.
He finds the pick off. Luffy goes down. Now Fisher falling as well as Mickey takes him out. They're going to find multiple kills. Tacfizer gets rid of Birdring. They get rid of Waka Waka. It's nearly the team wipe. A very delayed one as Rascal and Luffy have respawned.
They're still so far away from the checkpoint, though. Panthera has everything, including the EMP here. Transcend's the only thing they're missing. There's a lot of tools here to buy time. EnVyUs needs to rush this one through. Only got 2 on the payload right now. Rascal is waiting for that opportunity.
But is it going to be enough? They will be able to contest here yet again. Sound barrier now coming down from the side of KongDoo Panthera as they look to poke in, and Rascal still has the EMP.
He didn't get the sound
ready
barrier.
to go. They find Luffy, completely corner him up, but Chips has fallen off screen
There's
at the same
EMP.
time. EMP does drop in. Rascal getting himself out to safety, and now self-destruct thrown out here by Void. Not going to come up with any picks. Makes it back into the mech safely. As EnVyUs continues to try to contest here, but Timo gets picked off. Birdring finds the pick. Now Coco going down. One of the tanky members of EnVyUs has fallen, and now it's all on Mickey to try to keep the members safe. Chips swapping over on to that Sombra, trying to get back in here. They're being pushed away from that cart, ticking down into the overtime at the moment. KongDoo Panthera seem to be holding firmly on this.
Yeah, looks to be Mickey using his ultimate early. Was very wasted. Didn't hit anybody there. No effect here. And the kills just continue to come through. This is the longest run back for EnVyUs.
Harry and Mickey taken out yet again. They tag forward. Not going to have anything. It's just Coco here with the Primal Rage trying to smack them away. Effect does find a kill in onto Fisher, but the hack is here onto Coco. Can't do anything. Another EMP dropped in. The monkey likely to be taken down. And he
That's
does
it.
go down, and there you have it. KongDoo Panthera. Another 4-0 in a semifinal. They close out. EnVyUs, the Western Hope, defeated on the 4th of July. Not able to show up, not able to take a single map away from these guys. They will be advancing on to the grand final to square off for the 3rd time this season against Lunatic-Hai.
No one could have predicted the 4-0 score. Most Korean analysts were predicting the EnVyUs win. As you see the man who walks in here, it's J-Field, the former Heroes of the Storm player. Finally, a KongDoo team will make a grand finals here in Apex. This guy was touted to be the reason why KongDoo was doing so well. He came in this season as a new coach for KongDoo for both teams, Uncia and Panthera, and he coaches them to victory here. He's going to finally have his grand finals that KongDoo has been looking for so long. The round of 4 was the furthest they'd ever come, and now not only do they win it, but they win it with a dominant fashion. No Korean analyst predicting a win here for Panthera, but they come out with the 4-0, and the story of EnVyUs, it ends here.
I mean, still a very strong run from these guys, making it deeper than Rogue in the team, in the tournament, all the way here into the semifinal. Do get shut out, but overall, a good season here for EnVy. Unfortunately, will not be making it back in to the grand final to try to retake their title from season 1. Instead, KongDoo Panthera will be going up against Lunatic-Hai to try to claim it here in season 3, deny the back-to-back from Lunatic-Hai
You know, you
later on at the end of July, and Man, what a way to celebrate your Independence Day, the 0 and 4th of July here for Team EnVyUs.
I mean, you said it best, I think, earlier when you said this series could be summed up basically by, when you look at the 4 DPSs in this game, it was Taimu at number 4, Effect definitely not having his best day here, and Effect and Birdring both at the top of the KDA, and I'd have to double check, but I imagine Effect is going to drop down to number 2 after this one. He was 50 kills behind Birdring, a 0.4 in KDA behind, a massive deficit between the two, but it was Birdring tonight who dominated, who crushed, who found the openings, and they take this win